Hello, welcome back to another video tutorial here at Geekatplay Studios. My name is Gary Miller. Typically I tend to think in a very straightforward linear fashion. And for example, if I were to try to make this piece of furniture right here, my mind looks at it and I see four legs, so that tells me, okay, I'm going to have to create four separate legs or maybe make one and duplicate it several times to make a total of four. And I see a tabletop, so okay, well, that's another cube I'm going to have to create to make that tabletop. And I see four stretchers here on the side. That's four more four more cubes I'm going to have to make, or make one, make it to size, and then copy it, line it up, make sure it's centered, copy that one again, copy that one again, or kind of a simple way is make one here, copy it over to the other side, and then copy those and then just rotate them 90 degrees. So that's typically how, when I look at anything that I want to model, how I go about analyzing it, breaking it down, and figuring out how I'm going to reproduce it. Well, the other day I was playing around and I kind of stumbled upon a way of approaching making something that to me is really thinking outside the box, and it's really a much different way of looking and approaching and analyzing something. And as a result, something as simple as this can be a little bit time consuming and a little bit frustrating, but the method that I thought of to make this thing, I'm going to show you today. It is extremely fast and extremely easy. It is remarkable, at least for me. This was a different way of approaching it, and I was really, really happy with the results. So I'm going to start off, make a cube, and I'll hide this original one. And I will tessellate this cube, give it a number of 2 there. Go ahead and validate that. Select faces. Select those. Hit L on the keyboard to loop. Delete. Select those. L on the keyboard. Delete. L on the keyboard to loop that selection. Delete. And I'm just going to delete those. I'm going to take my Select Edges tool. Select those. Loop them. And I'm going to move these outwards. Select those, loop them, and I'll stretch these out. Essentially what I want is to make a nice square here, not the rectangle that I've got. I'd say that looks pretty good. Come over here to select faces. I'm going to select that face there. Come up here to extract, and I'll call this top. And I will increase its size with the scaling tool. There we are. Come over here to sweep surface, hit my space bar, and there we have the top of our table. Come back over to the rest of the model, select that face, that face, that face, and that face, sweep surface, space bar, and I'm just going to drag down. Now let's select these bottom pieces. I'm just going to eyeball this, spin it around so that I'm looking at it from a side. It doesn't matter which side. And I'm going to stretch this out. Now I'm going to pay attention to the size here along the X. I think 468 looks, 14,684 looks good. So spin it around, and I will duplicate that number here, 84. Okay. Now I'm just going to grab each one of these bottom pieces and scale it down. I think I may have actually pushed these out a little bit too far, but it's not going to matter too much. Alright, 551. I'll gauge my number on that. 551. I wish Hexagon had a way to do all this simultaneously. There we are, 551, 551, 551. Okay, now spin around to the top here. Select these two edges, these four remaining faces. Come up here and extract. Now, right now, they're all connected by the vertices right here, here, and on these other two. And in order for us to be able to do anything with this, we need to disconnect right there. For example, if I select that and try to do anything with it, well, it's still connected. So select points, select all those points, and I'm going to come over here to disassociate. Select edges, select that edge, select that edge, and I'm just going to bring it in about a third of the way. Select that edge, and move that in about a third of the way. Whoops. And that one about a third of the way. Okay, select faces, Control A to select all of them. Okay, now what I need to do is I need to take this one and that one, and I'm going to increase their length. Take those two, and whoops, increase their length. Drag it down. With the select faces still enabled, Control A, sweep surface tool, spacebar, drag upwards, enable the tabletop, and voila. Now you notice by initially creating a cube and creating a few tessellations by it on that cube, all the pieces, all the components to this piece of for this object are immediately all in their proper location. I didn't have to move a single thing. Well, okay, maybe those stretchers that form the apron on this tabletop, I had to move it down a little bit. But as far as everything being lined up, everything was exactly where it needed to be, and all the pieces were essentially, all the polygons were essentially created immediately when I created that cube. So I thought this was an interesting approach to thinking about and looking at something and how to create it the simplest way. And well, I think I've done that here in this tutorial, so I hope you can benefit from this. It's not often that I think outside the box, but once in a while when I do, I guess I got to give myself a little pat on the back. So that's it. That's it for this tutorial. Thanks for watching here at Geekatplay Studios. My name's Gary Miller. Have a good day.